Hi, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I don't know why. Can you hear me? I changed the microphone. Hi, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can't hear anything. Wow. Hi, I can't hear you. I don't know why. Can you tell me something, please? I can't hear anything. Hi, I don't know if you can hear me. Okay, I go on. Can I start? Okay. Good afternoon. Tell me something, please, so I will know that you can hear me and you can see me too. Okay, there's some problem, technical problem. I just don't know. what I have to do. Belinda, hi people. Yes, I can start. You can see me and you can hear me. Yes, come on. I don't know. I don't know if there are some people here watching me, but I'm going to start. Well, good afternoon uh, here in New York, but I am in Spain. I have some these voices because um, here in Spain it's 3 a.m. So I'm so tired, but I will keep going on with this talk, and I hope you can see me and you can hear me too. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you very much to Win Conferences for their invitation. I'm Sonia Villalba, and I'm here to talk about everything that we can learn watching or observing animals and their relationships and how we can learn about them. Yes. Well, I'm so excited to talk in these virtual conferences. It's my first time in virtual conferences, so I hope this will be okay. The first thing that you have to know is that I'm a dog trainer. And I work with aggressive behaviors. I'm a behaviorist and I have studied for 30 years the way that dogs make simple everything that we people make difficult. And here comes the big question that I ask for myself: what are they here? And what is Canaan behavior is doing here, giving messages about mental well-being and empowerment? Well, I hope that after this talk you will be able to understand it. Or I hope so. Well, I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a neurologist. Just somebody who has worked hard in a man's world, such as canine ethology, a woman who has been working to change the way dogs and people manage their emotions, and as a result, to feel and be well together. That has led me to research everything that focuses on behavior, be it in human or in canine. There is a story that I always want to explain to everyone to understand the reason why I feel this attraction for dogs since the beginning. The story is the following. Imagine that you are a little girl, that you are happy with your parents and siblings. Imagine that you feel the safety and security they offer you, and now imagine that one day you are kidnapped, you are separated from everything you know and move to a country with a different language and culture where everything you had learned can no longer be done in the same way. Everything that you had taken as normal is no longer allowed in this new place. Forks and spoons are not used. For example, there are no toilets, and you must relieve yourself in front of everyone. You are not allowed to play any game you know. And to make it worse, the language they speak is totally unknown to you. Um, can you imagine this? What happened when you are in this situation? Well, this is what happened with every puppy that is welcomed by a family of human fields. But they have a very big capacity of adaptation and they have and their desire to continue belonging to a family make them overcome this situation in a way worthy of a Guinness record. That's where their magic begins. I feel very close to the dogs and their life because every person that has a dream, a big dream, sometimes feels that nobody understands them. And I know that you, woman, that you are watching me, you are thinking a lot about it, and sometimes you have felt alone. Well, I started to carry out several studies of comparative psychology between these two beings, dogs and people. And I wanted to understand if it was possible to learn from first ones and their community, their interpersonal relationships, and how to get the most out of working in a team, and what motivates them to relate to us as they do. In this way, I have come to several conclusions about leadership and empowerment that I want to share with all of you. And the first thing that you must know is that when I started, this was a man's job. Almost 50 years ago, it was believed that physically strength was the only thing to be taken into account when training an animal, be it a horse, a pigeon, or a dog. Yeah, and it still goes on today. At that time, we spoke of submission and used the term alpha male. Therefore, a totally vertical hierarchy was established, where the alpha was at the top and the submissive ones were at the bottom, no questions asked. Um, how could a woman like me, whose gender had always been considered as submissive and without physical strain, be able to submit the great Canaan species? Well, you can imagine what it was like. This was actually what encouraged me to specialize in aggressive behaviors in dogs. The behavior that requires more physical force according to the mindset of that moment. But when I sat, I wanted it. But what if we don't talk about submission? What if we talk about empathizing? Or what if we talk about adapting? So I dare to change. And the pyramid that was established in these years and those years, and I dare to change it. Yes, and to knock over the pyramid inspired by the way certain birds fly in flocks when they have to make long journeys and during their migration season. Every bird in the flock helps the other one behind them by cutting the wing. Yes. So, studying leaderships within the canine species and their relationships, I discovered that the leader, contrary to what has always been believed, is not the physical stronger or strongest, but the one who knows how to negotiate it best, the one who avoids conflicts, the one who knows how to share, the one who makes others want to follow them through confidence and deeds, and the one who motivates the group to get the best out of them for the good of all. And therefore, leadership in the dog world takes into account skills that women usually master a lot better than men. I'm talking about soft skills. I'm talking about empathy, motivation, humility, and adaptability. And all of them together make us a great negotiators. So let me talk about the empathy. When I began to investigate the Canaan world, I wanted to find out how a species so different from us had felt such an attraction towards us. The fact is that the dog world has been linked to human for many years, but it's in the mid 19th. century when this bond begins to cement, making the dog an animal to protect in some sectors. Until then, the dog had always been almost a hindrance to human because all of the diseases it brought with it, especially the well-known rabies. There were times when we wanted to exterminate these beings, and even the church had floggers, people whose job was to scare away dogs looking for shelter. In the middle of all this, a person comes on the scene who decides to protect and defend their rights and founds the first animal shelter in which up to um, 2,500 dogs were sheltered. Well, the most important thing is that that person was a woman. The dog's worth with us begins thanks to a woman named Mary Tilp. Well, with Mary Tilp came other women advocates and great activists against vivisection. These powerful and commitment women would shape the sense of the 20th century, inspiring many other sectors. From then on, the dog population began to increase exponentially until reaching the number of today. We are has proven that since 2000, the dog population in the United States, for example, has grown by 20%, reaching the incredible figure of 90 million dogs. Well, and the same has happened all over the world. The dog is the domestic animal number one. There is no other species that has such variety in itself with more than 400 recognized breeds, some very different from others. So I think that they are doing something very well in this society. And I think that we must learn a lot from them for doing the things right. Dogs and women, two different beings that, without realizing it, have in common their great motivation to adapt to a world that didn't favor them from their beginnings, and that have done it by working silently but relentless, learning the language of those who had the power of advancing their recognition within our society. Dogs like us are socially social by nature. We humans are social too. Look at us, we are here, even if it's at 3 a.m. here in my country. In addition to being social, dogs love to work in team. They love to collaborate, feel useful, and receive commission recognition. We love it too. We love to know that our efforts are serving a purpose, belonging to a group and feeling useful. Two great traits that strongly unite us. So let's move on the second skill, humility. When we talk about humility, we talk about the dog's day-to-day life. The dog never focuses on the negative and is never disappointed. Can you imagine living that and why don't they get disappointed? Because they never expect anything. Wow. We have learned a lot about it. So it, this is the only way to get to know true gratitude. Dogs don't know resentment. And the other hand, dogs are grateful for everything. Any dog at any time of the day or night even is ready to go on a long walk with you. So, and also the dog forgives everything. There is no resentment in them. They always give you a second chance. Tell me a person you know who can do that. This is a very important picture when I'm doing dog assisted therapy with my team of dogs, helping out people with special needs. And the fact that they don't judge makes that easier every session. It doesn't matter what happened the last session. They are always ready to help again, and they are always grateful. Besides, as dogs appreciate everything that happens around them, they don't have the capacity to feel envy. So their relationship with the humans is based on only one interest, to get to belong to a family. Also, nothing, absolutely nothing the dog does is personal. And this fun is something we work on a lot at Cancer with our clients. We have met a lot of people that believe that the dog acts thinking about how to make their life miserable. And they think is that and the thing is that we humans tend to take everything personally. We believe that we are always the center of the universe and that what happens to us or what other people do to us is due to hidden plot to make us unhappy. This doesn't exist in dog. And finally, the dog has an incredible capacity to live in the moment, leaving the past behind and without taking the future into account. They live in the present 100%. Well, if you think just a little, these characteristics remind a concept that is very fashionable and that helps many people and to feel fulfillment. It's called mindfulness. So mindfulness teaches us, in short, to be more like it. Now, let us discuss the third skill, motivation. Well, I think that motivation is it's so it's so important if you want to work with somebody, a dog, human. It doesn't matter because if you don't know how to motivate, you don't know how to work in team. Yes. This is a concept within leadership of which I'm a very big fan. Because if a leader is not able to motivate with their energy and, of course, with their example, that leader is not credible. Therefore, I began to study motivation as an indispensable part of my work in canine behavior, which allowed me to better understand the human community, which is more complex than the canine one, since the human brain contains many more concepts and has many more hideouts. I understood that I couldn't work with dogs, changing their perceptions of the world if I didn't understand their motivations. And I began to study types of motivations and, above all, ways to motivate. And that also included working with people, the families of Cain and Tatian, and even, why not, people who we have helped with their fear of dogs. There's a great quote from Monty Roberts. Monty Roberts is the man who inspired the movie The Horse Whisperer. Do you know it? I know. Starring Robert Redford. And that captivated me completely and says that a trainer is somebody who makes the horse because Monty Roberts work with horses. So he says a trainer is somebody who makes the horse obey him, but a great trainer is somebody who makes the horse want to obey him. How different, isn't it? How the word want changes absolutely everything. Well, that phrases has always been present in my work, both with dogs and people. We all know about there are many motivations, but I think that this theme is for another talk. So if you want me to hear about motivation for another dog, please come with me. Finally, we will end with the last skill that unite dogs and women. The last skill is adaptability. Well, the adaptability is the opposite of complaining. When a family comes to me feeling guilty because they feel that they can't help their best friend, they always get the same answer from me. We cannot feel guilty if we believe we can done the best we knew or the best we could. So we have to focus on our goal. Is essential to improve the management of our emotions. If we want to achieve a goal, we must only focus on things that will add up to it. Allowing negative emotions to take control will only keep us from reaching our goals. Watch out. I am not saying that we shouldn't have emotions. On the contrary, I'm talking about knowing how to manage these emotions so that we make the best of the situation. So, focusing on our goal requires great emotional intelligence. If we are not able to correctly manage those negative experiences that we encounter um, throughout our lives, we will never be able to achieve the challenge we set for ourselves. But it's easier said than done. But everyone of a certain age has had to go through very bad and even traumatic situations. But oh, sorry, yes. Um, at the end of the day, everyone decides how they want to manage things. If you decide that something is negative, it's really going to become a trauma if you feed it. However, if you are able to manage in the most positive way possible, the optics are very different, and as a result, your way of managing it will also be different. Finally, many people ask me what I do for a living, and when I say that I'm a dog trainer, they say, "Oh, you make the dog sit and lay down." And at the very moment, I think, okay, that it's only a small part of my job. How do I make the dog sit down? But beyond that, how do I get a dog to better manage its emotions in order to change its unwanted behavior? And how do I get the owner to help in the process? That's where my work and my work begins. Hi, Julia. The most important question for me isn't what we do. The most important question is how we do it, adapting to each situation, having what you have without meetings. Okay, just change a slide if I can't. Wow, this is crazy. And I say that the question isn't what we have, what we do, but how we do it. Adapting to each situation, having what you have without needing more should be a principle for every leader. The person who always asks for something in order to create will always find an excuse not to get what he or she wants. But the person who adapts to the situation using the tools available and creates different ways to reach the goals is the one who will be able to go further. The power of adaptation is basic for every one good leader, and that is if I want to be a great behaviorist, for example, and I believe that I need a big plot of land where to work, not having it will keep me from believing that it's possible. That's why the question shouldn't be what material things must I have to achieve my goal, but rather how can I achieve my goal with what I have right now? So the how always beats the what. The how is everything. The how is adaptability. The how is what women we are doing. And you decide the what but you invent the how. So if you are able to focus every day on your goals, you make it an habit. And as Aristotle said, we are what we do repeatedly. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. So thank you very much for your attention, and it's a true honor to be surrounded by all these great motivated minds. And if you have some question, please, I'm here to help you. Hi everyone, thank you very
Hi.
much.
Thank you so much, Sonia, for the great presentation. Can you hear me?
Yes, right now again.
So, thank you so much for your insightful presentation today. You did the audience. So, yeah, as we are running out of time, so the questions will be sent to your email address. As the other speaker has already joined the session, please do join the other session, and I will encourage other speakers as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a nice
I
day.
do.
Bye.
Have a nice night.
Yeah.